Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. That's a 1/72 scale aircraft kit which copies Soviet reconnaissance plane. It's a MiG-25RB, and now we have a chance to check commercial sample, so it means you'll get exactly the same kit as what we have here. As you remember, first RB version was released in 1/48 scale, now we have it in a smaller scale, and it might be interesting for those who would like to replicate this aircraft in a smaller size, obviously. So, as you can see, boxing is quite typical for ICM. Here we have comparison with my hand. It's not that big box, I would say, but still quite impressive for 1/72 scale kit. On the side of the kit we have some information about the real aircraft here, and also about the kit itself. So, there are 193 parts inside. The length of the assembled model will be 315 mm and wingspan will be equal to 189 mm. From the other side we have the same marking option as on the box art, but obviously there will be more inside and we will see it a bit later in our video review. So first let's remove this top lid. As usual for ICM we have top lid printed on this thin paper, so it's quite flexible, but no worries because inside we have sturdy white cardboard box which should actually protect everything inside. And as you can see there is plenty of space inside, even though plastic sprues, plastic frames are packed into the same bag, and still I think everything should arrive to you intact. So now we are going to remove this plastic bag, we put the box aside, and we will check this sprues closer. So just give me a second. Okay, remove this. And we are going to start with gray plastic sprues. There is also transparent plastic sprue, but it will be the last one to check, because first I would like to show you the gray ones. So first one has the letter A, and it features top and bottom panels, fuselage panels, which are here. We also have halves for this huge fuel tank, also parts for the air intakes, and some parts for the cockpit. External detailing looks really nice. I can bring it closer so that you can see it. For 1/72 scale it's even more impressive because we have, as you can see, riveting, recessed panel lines. All those features will look even better after careful weathering and painting. And note that attachment points are quite thin, so it won't be difficult to separate those parts. Here you can see one of the halves for the fuel tank. Again, we have really nice molding quality. And again, attachment points are placed only from one side. And here we have the top fuselage half, or fuselage panel. Again, recessed panel lines and riveting are present here, and they look really good. Then we can take a look at air intakes. So just give me a second. Here they are. Again, the same level of detailing. And when we flip over this sprue, inside, actually these are not air intakes, sorry, I forgot about the powers division for this kit. This is actually a nose section for this MiG, and as you can see it should be assembled separately. We have the special guiding elements inside, position pins, and we also have minor cockpit detailing which should help you with nice looking result. And here on the fuel tanks you can see that we also have guiding elements, so no worries, it should be easy to combine these relatively big parts. I mean, they are big for 1/72 scale. Then we have two absolutely identical gray plastic sprues. I will show them like this. Let's zoom in and focus the camera. Now we should be able to see it. So here we have external armament, we have several types of the missiles, and we also have bombs. So that's pretty much all here. Molding quality looks nice, and the inside bombs have guiding elements, those fins, tail fins, which will help you with proper alignment of the parts with each other. Next we have another gray plastic sprue. This one is marked with letter C, and here we have various elements for external detailing again. Because here, for example, you can see this air intake panels. Here we have the tail section parts. Also we have the main wheel wells, air intakes, and engine fans are even placed here. I would like to show you the detailing of the tail section because it looks really impressive again. Let's focus the camera, and now you should be able to see this riveting up close. It looks really good. Let's focus like this because otherwise it's way too close. Now you should be able to see whole part. I like the molding quality, but note the attachment points here and here. You will have to be careful while separating them because, as you can see, they're going a bit onto the surface of the part. Here we have inside again some guiding elements, and also I would like to show you the wheel wells. Here they are, main wheel wells. They look really good, and of course this ripped surface just asks for washing applied in order to bring out the detail. And here you can see some parts for the engine, also quite nice detailing. Next we have one more gray plastic sprue. Actually this is a connection between two plastic frames. Here we have the nose cone halves and also tail section parts. Yes, nose cone should be assembled out of two halves. That's not such a cool feature in my opinion, especially in 2019, even though this kit came out in 2018 in the end. Still, I would expect to have a one-piece nose, not an assembly out of two halves. Here you can see this two parts closer. Let's focus the camera. Now we should be able to see it. Molding quality is good, but again, even though we have attachment points inside, position points, it will be a bit tricky to get a smooth fitment between those two halves. Next we have another plastic sprue with mix of parts. Why? Because here, for example, we have engine parts, we also have the dashboard for the cockpit, landing gear legs, landing gear wheels, wheel wells parts, some tiny elements which will be used for interior detailing. But I would like to show you the wheels because they look quite nice. And the only thing I'm not happy about is that each wheel should be assembled out of two halves. And as you can see, each half is molded like a rim together with tires. So here you will have to let's say play a bit in order to get nice paint finish. Then here we have the dashboard. It has some pre-molded dials, but of course if you resort to PE parts, you have to delete all those parts. Then here we have landing gear parts, main landing gear and nose landing gear. And here we have the engine, let's say tubes, which look quite good. And it's quite surprising. I mean, in this kit we get these engine tubes molded as one piece part, and then we get this assembled out of two halves. We get nose section assembled from the two halves. It's not that, I would say, engaging to have such parts division. And last but not the least is this plastic sprue. It is dedicated to wings. As you can see, each wing should be assembled out of two halves. We also have those special slats which will help you with proper position when it's inserted into the fuselage. Of course, we have recessed panel lines inside, and just give me a second. And be careful with attachment points because, as you can see, each wing is attached only via two attachment points. Here we don't have any attachment points, so it's movable and you can easily break it off. I'm not sure why it was implemented like this, but at least we don't have any guiding or position elements or attachment points on the leading edges. That's also a nice feature to have. And here inside we can see that we have guiding pins which will help you align those two parts together. Next we have assembly manual, but as usual assembly manual is also used to store the decal sheet. So just give me a second because decal sheet flew away when I was placing the assembly manual. And as far as I remember, 1/72 scale MiG had two decal sheets. So let's zoom out and I will show you the first one. So first one, that's the one which flew out when I was placing the manual on our table. So here you can see we have stencils, quite a huge choice of stencils, so you can imagine how many decals you have to apply on this small MiG. But believe me, the final result will be worth it, so take your time, apply all those symbols on your aircraft and you will be pleased to see the result of your work. But again, we have also second decal sheet here. So I'm going to remove this baking paper and I will show you the second decal sheet. Here it is. Here we have main decal symbols. Again, really nice printing quality. There is no mention where it was printed, but obviously we have several marking options included, so it will be interesting how many of them are inside. Now let's go on to assembly manual. So with assembly manual we have a typical design for ICM. That's a color printed brochure. We have English and Russian history note, technical specifications, paints chart, and then on the next page we have here the parts map. Next, again parts map, and assembly process starts with a nose section. We assembled the cockpit. So as you can see, we have separately molded. Actually, it should be assembled the nose landing gear section. Then we continue with rudder pedals, pilot seat, dashboard, cockpit walls. Everything is assembled together. Then we attach the air intake parts to this nose section. We also have to modify here. As you can see, you have to drill a bit on the lower fuselage half. We also attach the main wheel wells to the fuselage half. Then we continue with installation of the nose section. We proceed with side panels. Then here we have the business end, let's say, of this aircraft. These are the engines. Also tail fins. Again, another tail fin attachment. Here we install the parachute container, wings assembly process, and as you remember, wings have separately molded ailerons and flaps. That's also quite nice in such small scale. Then we continue with installation of these elements onto the aircraft. Nose cone, which is glued separately, is attached to the nose section. Then we continue with landing gear doors. Here we have the wheels assembly, pylons, bombs. So actually there are no missiles, these were just simple pylons. Canopy attachment, and there are several options for the canopy. Of course you can leave it open, and here you can see the finished aircraft. So 82 steps in total. Then we have stencils application guide. That's the first marking option, which comes from Cairo West, May 1974. This one is USSR late 70s. This one is a UAR from 1971-1972, and this one is from Iraqi Air Force 1980. And we forgot about one interesting component, because we have also transparent sprue, which is packed into the separate plastic bag. So just give me a second to open it. Here we have canopy parts and also special transparent elements which will replicate cameras on this aircraft. So here you can see this plastic sprue. Molding quality is really nice. As you remember, I just said that we can replicate open cockpit on this model. And the only thing you have to get here, or maybe to cut with your own hands, masks. But as far as I remember, Edward is producing masks for this kit, so it won't be a huge problem to replicate, to get them for your model. So that's all for this video review. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, don't forget to write your opinion here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can also support us by pressing the donate button on our website. It is easy, it is safe, and it's done via PayPal. And of course, you will be deciding how much you will get for the new photo and video equipment. Thank you for watching once again, and I will see you soon in our video review or live session. And bye.